Hello again, everybody. You know, I've been experimenting with a lot of different chicken recipes, and today I think it's time to make a spin off a chicken cacciatore. And if you know what that is, that's where you cook the chicken, fry it up with some onions and tomatoes, and you steam cook it for a little while, and it comes out really delicious and tender. So here's what we're going to do here. You see I had some boneless, skinless chicken meat, and I cut them up into chunks about the size of a chicken thigh. Kind of chunky. And you could use any seasoning you like. Usually it's salt and pepper. For me, it's always salt, pepper, garlic, onion. Just going to toss them around a little in there. Maybe one more time here. Just make sure they're all coated with some flavor there. Okay. You can even let that sit for 20-30 minutes and let it soak in if you want to. Okay. Anyway, now we've got our chicken meat seasoning, and we'll go to the next step. Now we're here back to the trusty skillet. I've got the heat setting on 350, and we're going to put a nice coating of olive oil on the bottom here. Extra virgin olive oil, it's good stuff. Make sure you get it good and hot. Alright, and as you can see here, we have some all-purpose flour. We're just going to roll these pieces of chicken in the flour, coat them up really good. We already put the seasoning on them. Into the oil they go. Season them up, flour them up, into the oil. Okay. I like to keep things simple, and this is not too difficult. Anybody can do this dish. Okay. So we're going to put all these pieces of chicken in here. Get them cooking. We want to get them nice and toasty brown. Make sure your heat isn't too high so you don't burn it right away. You need to let it cook a few minutes in the oil. Okay, just put our last couple of pieces in here. Now you notice I didn't dip it in egg or anything. That's not necessary for this. Some people dip their stuff in egg before they flour it, but this is just fine, just like this. Alright. And I like to even put a little bit of extra on top there. You see it's a little light. Put a little flour on there. Now one thing you need to keep in mind if you're cooking on an electric skillet and sometimes on a gas stove is that the hot spot is going to be in a circle. It's going to be hotter in the circle than it is on the edges and in the middle. So you just got to pay attention to that. You may want to rotate the meat to cook it evenly. But we're just going to fry it up and get it toasty brown on each side. Okay, now we're going to turn our chicken. Getting nice and toasty brown here. Almost want to eat it like that. But we're going to make it better. Alright, now we have this chicken browned on all sides. You need to try to make sure you brown it evenly. I'm going to remove it temporarily from the skillet. Okay? Going to go back in there in a minute. Okay, the next step in this process, we're going to add more olive oil. Okay? I'm going to use the remaining of this minced garlic I have left here. You can add more or less garlic. You have to cook this using your imagination, whatever you like. Okay, we're going to get this stuff heated up. Scrape some of this stuff around here, mix it all up. It's all flavor. Now I have some chopped onions, big chunks, a little bit of these zucchinis, bell peppers, and more and more and more onions. Onions and tomatoes and red peppers is the traditional way to make this dish, but I'm just using what I have in the house here today, and I'm going to make it work. I'm liking it so far. Okay. Now, if you want, you could add a little lemon. I think I'm going to just give it a shot of just a salt-free lemon and seasonings. This is something I picked up at the grocery outlet. It has a lot of different vegetables all ground up together, but no salt. It's good stuff. Okay, we're just going to continue to cook all this good stuff together here. It's starting to look good, guys, and you could not believe the smell off of this thing. The garlic and the onions is unbelievable here. Okay, we're just going to keep stirring this around here. Look how that's getting all translucent, and she's melting down a little bit just the way we want it. Okay, got to keep it moving. Don't let it burn on the bottom. Okay, I think that's good enough for now. We're about, I like to call that 50% cooked on the veggies, all right? Now we're going to add diced tomatoes. These particular ones have basil and onion and oregano already in it. Otherwise, you may want to add that stuff if you use plain tomatoes, okay? Stir the stuff around in here. Looking good. Now I'm going to add a can of chicken broth. This chicken broth has roasted garlic in it. Okay. Can never have too much garlic in this house. So we're going to bring that up to a simmer again, and we'll be back. Okay, guys, how does that look so far? Looks pretty good to me. All right, I've heated this up. It's been about 5 minutes. I have the pan on high heat, and I've been stirring it around so it won't burn. And you need to do that before you put the chicken back in, because the chicken's going to take some of that temperature out. You have to start all over again. So we're going to put the chicken in on top. I'm going to put the smaller pieces towards the center where there's less heat. This has to cook about 20 more minutes to finish cooking the chicken all the way through, okay? So now that we have all the chicken back in the pan and I'm turning the heat down, we're going to put the lid on, go for 20 minutes on this to fully cook the chicken. It'll stay tender in the steam. It's going to be perfect. So we'll be back in about 20 minutes. Chicken has been cooking for over 20 minutes. It's done. But I have one little crazy idea I'm going to do here. I've tried it on another dish before and it worked out good. I'm going to add some of this risotto, which is like a pasta, but it's only little rice size. Okay, and I'm going to add some around the sides here. And you don't need to cook this stuff long. The recipe for the risotto is to boil the water, add the risotto, and then shut it off. So I'm just going to submerge it in this juice, just like that. Down the sides there. That way it gets in the liquid, okay? I'm going to shut it off and put the lid back on again. It's going to be good. I'm going to wait a little bit and I'll come back and show you how it turned out. I think it's going to be awesome. The moment of truth. This turned out amazing. It looks good. I tasted the risotto. It's cooked perfectly. I'm going to take a little piece of chicken and a piece of this stuff out. Try a little sample here. Get a piece of chicken. Some of this good stuff here. Looks delicious, smells delicious. Cut a piece of this chicken. Oh, look at that chicken. Just falls apart. Very moist, fully cooked. Nice veggies. Everything. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. That's a winner, folks. Try that one at home. You could use risotto, rice, noodles. Maybe just serve it with some garlic bread, whatever you like. But anyway, that's the stuff, guys. This is Big Ron signing off once again. We will see you next time, and thank you for watching.